Oakland, California. Some call it the bright side of the bay, but it was there that I embarked on a dark adventure. I ran into some of the city's most delicious dishes, from fragrant Filipino fare to goat meat tacos, and the sweetest sweet potato pie. Each one a clue to hunting down the Oakland Phantom. My name is Baron Ambrosia, culinary ambassador to the world. I venture forth, celebrating diverse and authentic cuisine, all in the pursuit of flavor and passion. Oakland, California. City of intrigue and broken dreams. There we were, two gumshoes, chewing the fat and sharing a cookie. Come on, John boy. Just because you had a few bad breaks doesn't mean you can stop being a detective. Especially before I get to go on a case with you.
Baron, I'm a gin man in a vodka town.
It's a load of baloney and you know it.
Mr. Law?
Hello, trouble.
I'm Olivia Buckthorn, and my husband's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
This is a very delicate matter. I need a man with your expertise in mystery. I've got a photo of my husband and a ransom note.
Ooh, a ransom note? If you ever want to see your husband alive, you must swear to never cook again.
What does it mean?
I don't know. It's signed, the Oakland Phantom. We hit the streets looking for the Phantom. Our first stop was one of his favorite haunts, Sampaguita Fil-Am Cuisine. We played 20 questions with the owners. We had to know if the Phantom had been there, but they weren't about to rat him out. It was time to turn up the heat.
What about you? I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, the Phantom was here.
He'd been there. I needed to get into that kitchen. Perhaps if I could eat like him, I might be able to think like him, and then track him down. Sampaguita Fil-Am Cuisine, located just across the harbor in Alameda, brings the authentic flavors of Filipino cooking to the streets of Oakland. The Republic of the Philippines is a country in Southeast Asia made up of over 7,000 islands. Its cuisine is influenced by the Chinese and Spanish, and favors rice, peppers, and salty fish. Don, I'd like you to do some explaining about your noodles.
Yeah. Well, that was made of a little bit of sweet rice and rice.
This block of noodles is the base of the Filipino favorite, palabok. Palabok is pork and noodle dish. It's considered comfort food and served at large parties and feasts. And it all begins with the noodle. Don, it looks like you have some pretty long noodles here.
Yes, yeah, usually you use that noodles for our birthday. The longer, the better, longer your life.
First, the noodles are strained, then rinsed so they don't get too sticky. Little noodle rinse.
Yeah.
I like to rinse my noodle once in a while. And now, on to the sauce. Don simmers oiled garlic and onions, and then adds a special ingredient for color.
In our country, we call it aswete or anato.
The annatto seed comes from the achiote tree. Seeds are dark red in color, but when ground or soaked in water, they emit an enticing amber hue. Their flavor reveals a mildly pleasing nutty musk. When used in Filipino cooking, it is mainly for their bright color. It's food coloring from Mother Nature. Now for the pork. Don uses a sensuous mixture of seasoned pork with tofu, which he adds for texture, and then a sprinkling of fish sauce.
Why the anchovy sauce? What does it do to your dish?
Just like a salt.
But the anchovies aren't the only creatures swimming in the sea.
We have this, we call it palabok sauce, flavor with shrimp.
The dried shrimp powder is mixed with water and ground panko breadcrumbs to add texture. Next up, 2 eggs.
Oh,
Tossed and scrambled.
that looks beautiful.
The colorful sauce is complete. But before we pour it onto the noodles, they get a little TLC of their own. Don adds a little garlic oil and fish sauce and one final Spanish touch.
We call it the ground pork, chicharron.
So this chicharron, this is ground pork skin.
Yeah, that's a pork skin.
I'm a bit of a sprinkler.
You got that right there.
The pork rain will fall upon thee with great flavor and furious crunchiness. Finally, our pork skin-encrusted noodles are drenched in the palabok sauce.
Look at this dish.
Let's finish her off, Don. After a garnish of hard-boiled eggs, shrimp, and lemon, I finally get to taste it. Whoa. The lemon juice is refreshing. The anchovy sauce is oceanic, but at the heart of it, there it is. I don't know how it's possible, but the taste of a bacon cheddar potato skin. The palawa transported me to a faraway Filipino island. But I had the feeling I hadn't gotten to the bottom of this investigation yet. What's in the pot?
Garlic, onion, and tomato.
Garlic, onion, and tomato.
Yes, sir.
What are you making with that?
I'm making a pork binagongan.
This pork binagounan combines pork, eggplant, and shrimp paste. Smells like the ocean. Very funky, very pungent.
Surprised me you like the smell. That's a strong smell right there.
The pungent odor comes from the fermentation of the shrimp. The fresh shrimp is mixed with salt, then buried and left to ferment for at least a month, often longer. The scandalously odoriferous shrimp paste is added to the simmering pork. Instantly, the aroma is transformed. It is magical and it is funky, funky. And then the eggplant. Don prefers to use the Chinese variety, which just happens to be in season. So this is a classic Chinese eggplant. It looks quite familiar. Perhaps it's because we have the same tailor. The final touch is a healthy dose of jalapenos. Oh, yes. And then to simmer. Simmer to perfection.
How is it?
It's tangy, and it has a nice saltiness to it. It's almost as if the pork has become a meat of the sea. You have something that has the texture of pork. It does have notes of pork, but at the same time, it's been soaked in the ocean.
Now I know that you find the evidence that you're looking for.
The only evidence I turned up is that this phantom knows his binagounan. I think I'm gonna like following his trail. Maybe John's got some more clues.
What about this stuff? That's pretty hot, huh?
Hello, police?
I'm gonna do it. I'll put my eyes out right in front of you.
I have a crazy man here.
What's going on, Lisa?
John! What are you gonna do about it? You gonna tell me where the Phantom is? Tell me where the Phantom is!
Hey, John,
John's tactics were about to get us pinched. Time to take this case back to the streets. Phantom and Miss Buckthorn's husband were still out there, somewhere in the streets of Oakland. Sampaguita was a delicious dead end, so John and I were back on the hunt.
You know, Baron, if you were the Phantom, where would you go next?
Well, I gotta admit, after a meal like that, I'd finish off the evening with a nice, cool, sweet slice of pie. I let John take the lead. He knew his way around a pie shop.
I'm looking for the Oakland Phantom.
John Law, I don't want any trouble in my business.
For the love of Mike, a man's been kidnapped!
That might be all right with you.
But it's not all right with me!
Oh dear. This is not good.
Wanna dance?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Ooh, pie. Are you the maker of this pie?
I am.
What kind of pie is this?
Sweet potato.
Lois the Pie Queen has been baking unbeatable pies for over 50 years. But this North Oakland diner also serves up food that warms the soul. Pork chops, buttermilk biscuits, and of course, their signature sweet potato pie. My goodness, those are enormous. Those Oakland sweet potatoes.
Absolutely.
Not surprisingly, the sweet potato pie starts with boiled sweet potatoes. So how long did you cook these for to get them this soft?
About hour and a half.
Once peeled, the sweet potatoes are mashed.
Would you like to help me with
I
it?
would love to. So I just grind away?
Grind away. You're a natural.
Then the rest of the ingredients join the puree.
We have eggs, butter, sugar, evaporated milk, dash of salt, and vanilla extract. Some spices.
Your secret spices, I'm assuming.
I thought you were supposed to be helping me with this.
Should I be stirring?
Sure.
I'll be blending away. Oh, man.
What What do we have going on here?
Oh, hello. I was just investigating your pies, sir.
Now that we're nice and well blended, the last step.
And smooth it right in there, get it level. Do a little shake.
Sure, let it settle in there, nestle in.
Settles.
Know you're home.
And then we're ready for the oven.
Fragrance is comforting. It's the smell of home. It's the smell of holidays. I embark.
Up front, the pie reveals its silken sweetness closely followed by starchy richness. It's all perfectly balanced by the gentle caress of cinnamon and ginger whispers.
You have achieved a level of pie excellence few others on this planet will ever know.
My investigation was really coming along, but a true detective follows every lead. The raspberry key lime pie seemed a little suspect.
Start off, condensed milk.
To the decadent condensed milk, we add egg yolks, and the star of the pie, key lime juice.
My God, see what you've done? That's sour times 7.
Then a quick mix, poured into the graham cracker crust and bake. But it wouldn't be raspberry key lime without, well, raspberries. The sauce begins by heating the berries to soften them.
Just cooking down, breaking down the chunks so it's not too chunky. I like it a little smoother.
We don't want any lumps in our raspberry gravy.
Then a sprinkling of sugar to cut the tartness, a dash of cinnamon, and a little cornstarch mixed with the water to thicken the sauce.
Raspberry rain. Fall upon this ocean of jade.
A regal crowning of whipped cream, and finally, the masterpiece is complete. It's sour, it's tart, it's sweet. The touch of cinnamon and graham cracker crust bring just the right amount of flavor without being overbearing.
The tart, tangy flavor, bang, you've taken advantage of me.
Oh, Alicia, that siren of confection. She had lured me in. I need to get my head back in the case.
I must get this evidence out to John.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, this pie is incredible. No wonder the Phantom ordered 2.
Huh? Where was he? Huh?
He said something about tacos.
Tacos. That could mean only one place. We were hot on the trail of Miss Buckthorne's kidnapped husband and his tormentor, the Oakland Phantom, when a fateful forkful of pie gave us our first break in the case.
He said something about tacos.
That can only mean one place. La Gran Chiquita. This could take a gentle touch, so I'm flying solo.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. Goes by the name of the Oakland Phantom.
You just missed him. He went out of the back door.
Oh, he was here. All right, well, thanks a lot. Wait a minute. What's in that taco?
This is the best barbacoa in the Bay Area.
Barbacoa? You said that's how you want to put it? My friend's gonna wait, because guess what? I'm coming back there. Because that smells delicious.
La Gran Chiquita Taqueria brings Mexico City's secrets to East Oakland. And this father-son team's specialty, barbacoa. Barbacoa is the Mexican method of barbecue. At La Gran Chiquita, the meat of choice is goat. But no matter what the meat, the key to barbacoa is the maguey leaf. So Eric took me outside where the massive leaves are prepared.
Maguey.
The maguey plant is like a large cactus. The leaves aren't eaten, but they're used to impart an herbal smoky flavor to the meat. But first, these massive leaves must be tamed by cutting the spines off the edges and hacking off the ends.
Yeah. You gotta be a little careful. I want you to tell you that in the beginning.
Juice is dangerous.
The juice it give you like a little bit itchy, like especially on this part of your skin.
No, I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
And now for the meat. Papa uses the entire goat and even butchers it himself. He then cuts the maguey leaves to line the bottom of a large pot.
We don't want to have the heat getting directly to the meat, and that will give it that flavor, but also will protect the meat for burning.
The maguey leaves are followed by a layer of meat, followed by a sprinkle of rosemary, thyme, and white pepper. He continues to parfait until all the goat meat is used.
The final layer, look at this.
Including the internal organs, which are known as pancita. The pancita is wrapped in foil and cooked on the top.
So in here we have stomach, livers,
Yeah.
kidneys,
The heart,
Tripas, yeah.
the intestines.
the extensions.
So you've taken all these things, you've marinated, seasoned them overnight,
Right.
and now it goes over top the goat.
Ooh. Yeah, it's very good.
Incredibly fragrant.
The goat is then slow cooked on low heat for about 12 hours.
Whoa, I smell the maguey.
Up first, the pancita.
Look, there it is. That is nice, that is hearty, and it's spicy. Every bite is a different texture. Every bite is a different flavor. The two of you could personally change the way we see organ meat.
Thank you.
The pancita is a tough act to follow, but I must know my goat barbacoa.
I love you just reaching in,
You just reach
grabbing
it
a
in.
fistful of goat.
There we go.
Oh, yes. Oh, it just comes apart right in my hand.
At last, my goat.
It's so sweet. It's obscenely tender. It's tender to the point of madness. This is a wild and fantastic dream.
It turns out that goat isn't the only dish that keeps La Gran Chiquita ahead of the game.
It's quite enormous.
It is.
And what parts are we gonna eat?
Everything.
Let's cook.
Like the goat, the head goes into the pot with maguey leaves. A mixture of onions, parsley, stems, and garlic is blended and poured over top. Unlike the goat, the beef is cooked over high heat for only a couple of hours. From this one head, at least 7 different types of tacos will be made, including cheek, gland, tongue, eye, and even palate.
So this is the roof of the mouth of the cow. Looks like some form of fish or some strange alien worm.
To get the meat from the palate, the outer layer of skin must be carefully removed.
It's almost like you're peeling a banana. Look at that. Oh, looks like a piece of fish. It's like a fillet.
I'd already learned so much, but these masters of meat had so much more in store for me.
Baron, my dad said that if you're looking for somebody, the Ojitos Taco will help you to find whoever you're looking for.
So you're saying that the taco of the eye will give me enhanced vision? I must have this taco.
To make the taco, chop the eye meat and place it in a tortilla and simply garnish.
I see all the parts of the eye. Here's the actual lens. Look at that. Very rich. It's very gelatal. It's almost like beef stock flavored jello. It is delicious. I'm not sure what you're talking about, though.
I see the phantom.
It is delicious. I'm not sure what you're talking about, though.
I just eaten an eye taco. I see the phantom. And it had mysteriously granted me with the power to see where the Oakland Phantom was hiding out.
Go!
Phantom! Where is Richard Buckthorn? Stand up!
Into the road, Phantom!
You can only escape John Law for so long.
Where the fire truck is Richard Buckthorn!
Yeah.
Whoa! And the identity of the Phantom is Richard Buckthorne.
I need to talk to my wife.
Mr. Law? Richard! Are you...
Just a moment, ma'am.
What's the meaning of all this? You said you found the Phantom.
It would have been virtually impossible for your husband to be kidnapped by the Oakland Phantom.
Because your husband is the Phantom.
Buckthorne spilled the beans. He staged his own kidnapping to avoid his wife's cooking.
I thought you loved my cooking.
I almost couldn't believe my ears. But you know what they say? There's a lid for every crackpot. The case of the Oakland Phantom was officially closed. Or was it?